Hello, welcome to Wolves Fan TV. I'm going to be bringing you a match reaction from Man United versus Wolves. It finished 1-0 to Man United. Juan Mata scored in the second half to win the game for Man United. So let's dissect the game. So at the start of the game, Wolves started with the usual 3-4-3 formation, and surprisingly, he picked a very strong lineup. He was obviously trying to win the game, so they started with Ruddy in goal. Then we started the usual back three, so Dendoncker, Cody, and Saiss, and then we had the midfield two, central two of Neves and Moutinho. Out wide, we had Johnny with Doherty, and then to lead the front line, we had Jimenez, and then either side of him, we had Neto and Traore. Man United's team was pretty strong. Other than Rashford, it's probably one of their strongest lineups they can put out. And in the first half, Wolves did well in the first half compared to the second. In the first half we had a couple of great chances. The best one was Traore, ran down the left hand side, managed to get his crossing with his left foot, picked out Jimenez. He sort of took the ball down, swiveled one way, the defenders went the other, created a couple of yards of space for himself, and he should really do better from there. He hits the target, but straight at the keeper. It's pretty easy for the keeper to save that. And from a game like this, you should be scoring really. And then the other moment of the first half was Fred had the ball on the edge of his own box. He passed it and gave it straight to one of the Wolves players, which was Neto. Jimenez gone onto the ball, and as he went to sort of pass it to Neto, it hit his arm. It hit his hand rather. Passed it to Neto, who finished quite comfortably. Really nice finish. And then the usual thing happened with Wolves. The VAR intervenes and obviously chalked the goal out for handball. Obviously, there's no doubt it was handball when you look back at the replay. There was no doubt it was handball. It's just unfortunate for Wolves. It's just the way it's gone this season in games where we haven't got any VAR decisions at all. And then for the first half, after Man United had a couple of good chances in the first half. A couple of times a ball played over the top. Daniel James got in twice, and John Ruddy was equal to it on both occasions. Luckily, from Wolves' point of view, didn't really have any other really significant chances. We probed around the box without really doing too much. Traore had a couple of nice runs, down the left hand side. And then moving on into the second half, Man United sort of had the better of the second half just about. It was fairly even, but Wolves didn't really create any great chances in the second half. It was a bit more huff and puff in the second half. The first, Man United got the goal, with about half an hour, 25 minutes left. And after that, their keeper didn't really have to make any saves, which is very disappointing, really. We made some subs later in the second half, so Gibbs White come on for Neto. And with Neto going off, that sort of Wolves kind of lost that attacking threat, really, with the pace of Neto and Traore, what they offer on the counter-attack. Gibbs White come on. It's his first game back in 2-3 months. I don't think he's featured since September, so it's quite a while for him to come on, and a big ask for him to sort of try and create something for Wolves. And later on in the game, obviously Vinagre come on then for Johnny. A bit later in the game, added a bit more pace to that left hand side, but didn't really do too much. And then unfortunately, Traore got taken off after that as well with the last 5 minutes to go. Burr come on for him. Had a few touches, but didn't really do too much. The worrying thing for Wolves is obviously Traore went off precautionary because he was limping a little bit, so we're not sure the extent of the injury yet. But we'll have to wait and see on that one if he's fit or not for Southampton on Saturday, who we travel to at the weekend. And Vinagre pulled up at the final whistle, which from early indications they think could be a hamstring injury. And if that is the case after they've done the scan, again he could be out up to a month quite easily. On the positive side though, for Wolves, we've got another game coming up fast. We need to start scoring some goals. The goals have really dried up of late. We need some additions. This just further emphasises the fact that we've hardly got any options on the bench that can sort of change a game in our favour. You've got Benny Ashley-Seal on there. Gibbs White will be on the bench at the weekend again, but it's not really enough to sort of, if the starting 11 players aren't doing the job, then we've got really no one that can change a game in our favour. So Wolves need to sort of hurry up with the sort of signings, so we can try and, because we've got some tough games. Southampton away next is really tough game, a really tough game, and then after that we've got Liverpool at home. Again, it's going to be really difficult to see where the points are coming from, without any sort of additions really. And then after that we've got Man United away again. So the next 3 are really tricky, and Wolves need to be picking up at least 4 points out of those 9. If we can beat Southampton, potentially maybe get a point at United, and then the Liverpool game sort of a free hit really, and just to see what we can do. Because on the day we can beat anyone, and that's what we have to keep believing. But the squad needs some help now, so hopefully Nuno will get them additions, and hopefully we can start, getting back on a good run, and start building an unbeaten record up. Alright guys, leave your comments down below on who you'd like to see Wolves sign, and sort of, what you'd like to, for the Southampton game. Let me know what you think the team potentially might be. Bearing in mind Vinagre is going to be injured, Traore could be missing as well. And that's it guys. If you like what you see, please like the video and leave any comments down below. Much appreciated. Thank you very much.